Hello everyone, my name is Jack and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video we are yet again playing Universe Sandbox 2. Obviously we had a little bit of fun destroying the Earth in the last episode, so if you haven't checked that episode out, make sure to go and do so now. We fired a teapot towards the Earth at a very fast speed, the same with a bowling ball, and we also hit Earth with the moon Europa. But in today's video it's going to be a slightly different approach to destroying the Earth. That's if we can destroy the Earth. So, we are going to see what happens when we increase the mass of the Earth to a ridiculous number. So, for this video, what I'm going to do is on the left-hand portion of the screen, or this part of the screen, I'm going to let you keep this view of the solar system so you can see how the Earth's mass, kind of plays around with the gravitational pull of the other planets and stuff like that. And over here on the right, you do have a view of the Earth, because some interesting stuff is definitely going to happen when we increase the mass, and it's going to be interesting to see. So obviously right now the mass of the Earth is 1 times the Earth, that's what you want and expect it to be. So we're going to start off slow, we're going to chill, we're going to go 2 times the mass of the current Earth. Okay, you know what, that's actually quite interesting. So we saw there that a lot of the land mass on Earth was taken over by water, which to me means what's going to happen is eventually the landmass on Earth is going to be taken over by water. And yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen when we make this extremely massive. It's going to be interesting to see, but right now there is no gravitational issues right now. The Earth is fine, the planets around it are fine. So we're obviously going to have to bump this up. So the current average temperature of the Earth is 13.8 Celsius. Let's see what happens when we make the mass of the Earth 5 times its current mass. Okay, doesn't look like a lot is happening. Again, we can see a lot of the landmass on the Earth is being taken over by water. And it looks like the poles are starting to freeze up a little bit, which is interesting. I'm not too sure why that happens, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we get this to like 5,000 times the mass of the current Earth. So we're just going to keep timesing it by 2 and just see what happens. Pretty much most of the land is disappearing right now because it's just been overtaken by water. And it's actually quite interesting because the surface temperature or the average temperature of the Earth is increasing, even though we're taking away the land for water. But at the same time, it's getting bigger, so it is going to technically be closer to the sun. And I'm pretty sure none of the other planets have been affected on their sort of rotation around the sun. So there's only one thing to do, double the mass again. Why not? Okay, so this is 20 times the mass of the current Earth as we know it. And again, not a lot is happening. So it just goes to show, I'm not sure how accurate Universe Sandbox 2 is, but if we, made the mass of the Earth 20 times its current mass, I think, we'd have nowhere to live, but at least the Earth would be okay. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to times this again by 2. Is anything interesting going to happen? So, the average temperature, I think, actually dropped, which is actually strange, because obviously when we started to get a little bit bigger, the temperature rose, and now it's coming down. But I think it has something to do with the rotation around the sun, because it seems, the rotation here is not a perfect circle, right? So it seems when we're getting a bit closer to the sun, the average temperature is rising, and then we're getting further away, it's obviously dropping. But let's just carry on. Okay, this is 0.25 the size of Jupiter, or the mass of Jupiter. And it looks like it's getting very close to Venus, so I think Venus is going to be the first planet that gets sucked up. But we're going to push things right now. We're not messing about. Let's make the Earth 2 times the mass of Jupiter. Now that is huge. You think how big Jupiter is compared to the Earth? I think it's something like you can fit 1,000 Earths into Jupiter. Yeah, well now you can only fit half of the Earth into Jupiter. We're going to speed this up slightly just to see how it affects it. So Venus's, rotation is a little bit off course, but it's still fine. So you know what? We're going to jump out and times the mass by 2 again, and it looks like the Earth is having a bit of a hard time right now. You can kind of see the land, but it's like under all this water. The average temperature hasn't changed too much, which is quite surprising, but there is a little bit of change in the rotation around the planets. Which, the rotation around the planets, I can't remember the actual name for that. Might be that, but I'm not sure. But everything looks like it's doing okay. You know, Mars is still there, Venus, Mercury, the outer planets, they're doing okay. It is hard to think though when you look at this, how far planets like Neptune are away from Earth and how far they are away from the Sun. Like, the average surface temperature on Neptune is minus 227 degrees. That's ridiculous. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Earth. And it is currently 4 times the mass of Jupiter, okay? So we're going to see what happens when we turn that to 10 times the mass of Jupiter. Okay, well, a few things to note here, okay? The rotation of Venus and Mercury both changed, but the surface temperature just dropped by like half, and now for some reason it is heating up. I'm not sure why that's doing that, but we're going to send it a bit further forward. It's still heating up. That is strange. And Mars is having a little bit of a hard time right there. That's fine. Okay, Venus is just absolutely flying away for some reason. Right, let's put this back to like a month, well, 2 months every second or so. And we're going to make this 15 times the mass of Jupiter. Okay. So I'm guessing all of the water has disappeared and it's now gas, because the average temperature just went up to 145 degrees Celsius. But everything still looks like it could be okay. Not on the Earth, obviously, you know. No one's going to be living on the Earth when it's 144 degrees average temperature. Okay, Venus is having a little bit of a hard time right now. And the Sun is also moving. Well, you know, the mass of the Earth is 15 times Jupiter, so I can understand why the Sun is moving. But some bad stuff is about to happen right now. Some bad stuff is really about to happen. Okay, let's make this 22.5 times the mass of Jupiter. The average surface temperature is 242 degrees Celsius. We no longer have Venus by the looks of it. Can we try and have a look for that? Venus? Okay, we still have Mercury. I think Venus is over here somewhere by the looks of it. I think it's like around here somewhere. Well, either way, Venus is now no longer a planet, apparently. Not in the solar system, anyway. Let's play this and see what happens. Mars, again, is having a hard time. But we are going to see what happens now if we make it 50 times the mass of Jupiter. Are we ready? No, we're not. But anyway... Okay, it's starting to burn. That is for sure. 647 degrees Celsius average temperature, and it is really, really messing with the rotation of the Sun. But I love how Mercury's just sat there like, oh, it's fine, you know, I've got 2 massive, you know, almost 2 stars between me, and I'll just rotate it, it's fine. Well, it might be fine, but what happens if we turn the mass of the Earth to 100 times the size of Jupiter? Okay, it is now a star, which is interesting. The surface temperature is 3,114 Kelvin, which is like a lot of degrees Celsius. But Mercury is still just chilling there. Mars is having a little bit of a hard time. The outer planets look okay. That is mad how far Neptune is away. And the Sun's having a little bit of a hard time as well. So we're going to turn this to 125 times the mass of Jupiter. Again, Mercury's still just fighting away. You know, Mercury's a very resilient planet, that is for sure. It's got a mass of 0.1 times the size, well, the mass of the Sun. That goes to show how massive the Sun really is. Fine. 1 times the mass of the Sun. Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Let's see what happens here. Well, there's Mercury. That definitely didn't survive, but it didn't get destroyed, which is interesting. Okay, right, we're going to do this to 2.5 times the mass of the Sun. Here, supernova is about to happen, that's for sure. That's surely the start of a supernova, right? 3 times the mass of the sun. Okay, that is definitely a different coloured thing right there. Different coloured star. There is some crazy stuff going on right now. The sun is definitely still there. Maybe if we get it from this view, that might be a little bit better. Fine, let's make it 5 times the mass of the sun. Right, let's slow this down slightly because there's some crazy stuff about to happen. I don't know what that is doing right there, but it looks like it's about to implode or something. Right, let's make it 10 times the mass of the sun. And then get a little bit of a speed up right here. It's about to cause a supernova, that's for sure. And they're kind of pushing the way through the solar system. Fine, let's do it. 100 times the mass of the sun. Okay, well, Ripperino Sunarino. Get me back to Earth. Right, well, the sun is now no longer, which is interesting. Right, can we go back to Earth? That's Earth? Really? That's the sun. I want to see Earth. Right, put me back in Neptune. There's the Earth. That is what we're looking for right now. Right. Play. Let's make this 250 times the mass of the sun. Mate, that thing is humongous. And it's still not exploded. The surface temperature is nearly 5,000 Kelvin. All of it, look at all these planets just chasing it. That's how big it really is. Jupiter is like a little asteroid. There's going to be some crashes, that's for sure. Right, let's make it 350 times the mass of the sun. I love how it's just going through the solar system like it just owns the place. That is one huge sun. Is there any way we can like destroy this? Right, fine. 1,000 times the mass of the sun. And it's still just chilling. Okay, right. Okay, can we make it 5,000 times the mass of the sun? That is literally just hurling planets and whatnot away from it. That is how big it is right now. That is huge. Right, can we make it 50,000 times the mass of the sun? I honestly don't know how this hasn't exploded yet. You would think something this big. Times it again. 500,000 times the mass of the sun. Let's just keep timesing it by 10. Right, now it's turned into a black hole. Which is interesting. Right, let's get it back down to like, let's just take like a 0 off or something. It's still a black hole. So we managed to turn Earth into a black hole. That might be the biggest thing I've ever created on Universe Sandbox. And just while we're here, because, you know, this is what we like to do on this channel, we're just going to, like, destroy Neptune as well, because why not? That was so far away. Okay, it's going to be hard to see. Just based on the pure fact that, like, you know, there is no sun around it, but we can probably add the sun in, right? Let's put in a UI Scooty. Now, this is a very big sun, but that's fine. Well, see you later, UI Scooty. You didn't want to be a part of it, did you? Okay, fine. You know what? Just for you guys, we're going to make a new solar system and we're going to destroy Neptune. Because why not? Tell you what, no, I'm interested to see. Can we put 3 suns in the solar system? Right, you need to stop. Let's see how many suns we can get in the solar system. This is about to be just crazy, okay? There is a lot of suns in the solar system right now. Go. Okay, massive supernova. Like, literally humongous supernova. Well, rest in peace to the solar system. Let's see how big this thing is going to be. Let's zoom all the way out. Holy damn, that's how big that supernova would be. That is genuinely ridiculous. Let's see how fast we can go here. That's how big that supernova would be. We've zoomed out like maximum twice. But anyway, less messing around. If you guys have enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to comment down below what you want to see me do to the Earth next or the solar system next. Give me some ideas. If there's any other games you guys want to see me play, again, let me know. You can follow me on Twitter, my link will be down in the description. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.